The international man himself joins me at the New Orleans Investment Conference now. Doug Casey is back on the show. Doug, good to see you in New Orleans.
Well, Daniela, it looks like we're chasing each other around the world because the last time I saw you was in Bermuda a couple of months ago.
Yes, always great locations. Great being here with you, Doug. And here we are a little bit closer to that election now.
Fascinating.
Just days away now.
Well, let me make an outrageous prediction.
Go for it.
I know what the polls say. They say that Hillary is going to win.
Yep.
And of course, you talk to taxi drivers and everybody, they say, well, they listen to television and the polls tell them. But actually, Trump is going to win the popular vote, and I think it's going to be by a landslide. Now, whether he actually becomes the president is a different question, because I really think that the Democrats and Hillary are so dishonest, they could fix the election perhaps with subtle computer programs in the voting machines and such. But
so you agree with Trump that it's a rigged system?
Yes, it is a rigged system. The deep state, we're used to calling it the establishment here in the United States, is so entrenched and so powerful that, look, Americans are just lucky. They almost had the choice of voting between the Tudors and the Stuarts, or the Hohenzollerns or the Habsburgs, between the Clintons and the Bushes. I mean, so the nomenclatura of these two corrupt parties put up some establishment figure, and you get to choose for Tweedledee or Tweedledum. You're just lucky you got Trump, who's something of an outsider.
Now, one of his comments probably caused the greatest uproar. It came at the last debate when he said that he would contest the election results should Hillary win.
Yeah.
Were you offended by it?
No, good for him. I mean, if you see a fraud, if there's evidence of it, yes, you should contest it. Now, I understand how that would really upset the apple cart, because it would make the U.S. government look like the government of Guatemala or something like that if there was. But listen, when Bush ran against Gore, his brother seemed to have fixed it, so a few hanging chads through the election.
So let's bring this back to gold now, our favorite topic, Doug Casey. Before we looked at, what would Clinton do to gold should she win? What would Trump presidency do for gold? What happens if he does contest the election results? What would that do to the medal, and what would happen?
Well, this situation is very unusual. In my lifetime, I've never seen an election that's even remotely as antagonistic. Now, that's not the right word. Hateful, vicious as this one. I mean, it's visceral, the way these people hate each other. You can't put up a
They
Trump...
really do. They're not faking it.
No,
you feel it.
You don't dare. You don't dare put up a Trump sign on your bumper because somebody's going to crash your car. You put one on your front lawn. So this is the kind of stuff that goes into a civil war.
You're a speaker here at the show. What's your message? What are you going to be talking about?
Well, I'm going to be talking about a few views on the election and why this is probably the most important election in American history since the Civil War, since the one that put Lincoln in office. It's a very important election for many reasons, because whoever wins gets to appoint a bunch of Supreme Court justices, gets to either kick a bunch of people out of the government or cement, if Hillary wins, the deep state people in their place. And that's one thing.
So all this talk about history in America before, have you seen Hamilton? And you should. The musical, it's great.
I agree with you. I very much want to see it. I understand the music and everything is great in that show.
And you're a history buff. You'd love it.
But it seems like people are fans of Hamilton.
Yeah. You're not Team Hamilton.
No, he's one of the worst people that's occurred in U.S. history. And I'm not particularly a fan of Aaron Burr. I kind of like his style. He was a soldier of fortune. But too problematical. But I'm glad he took out Hamilton when he did, for whatever reasons he might have had really in his mind. Hamilton, you might recall, was in back of the first central bank in the U.S.
Of course, that's why I thought you'd be Team Hamilton. We know how much you love the central bank.
Love the central bank, right? So that was one thing. He believed in paper currency. He believed in a strong government.
You need to see it. It's really good.
Well,
I recommend it.
No, I agree. I do want to see it very much.
And I also encourage everyone to pick up a copy of your latest book. It just
thank
made bestsellers list on Amazon's Speculator.
It did.
It will be the first of perhaps 6, perhaps 7 books.
And I do want to urge everybody to buy and read that book. I'm very proud of it. It's a story of an African revolution, the junior mining business, the giant stock fraud, and it's actually an intellectual version of Jack Reacher novels, put it that way.
Yeah, well, like I said, I encourage everyone to get a copy. And next time we speak, we will know the victor of the most important presidential election in history, as you said.
I think that's going to be in San Francisco.
That will be in and we will know.
Traveling road show continues.
Exactly. We're going to take our show on the road, Doug. Thanks so much for stopping by our booth. And thank you for watching our coverage here from the New Orleans Investment Conference. We'll have much more for you. So be sure to stay tuned to Kitco.com. Thanks so much.